Welcome to the Buddy and Friends podcast, a podcast about performers. Let's get on with the show.
Hello, welcome to Buddy and Friends. I'm your host, Buddy Katz. If you don't know who I am, I'm a Michael Jackson and Freddie Mercury impersonator. I'm here with a very special guest. He's an actor, a Michael Jackson impersonator. He is well known in the Michael Jackson community. You probably know who he is. His name is Carlo Riley. How you doing, Carlos?
Good. It's actually just Carlo.
Carlo.
I'm not offended by it. Oh, yeah, it's no problem. That actually happens all the time.
I can imagine.
No worries.
So, Carlo, how are you doing?
Good. Looking forward to the new Michael movie.
Oh, same?
It was supposed to be out, next month?
Yeah, for real.
And then it moved to October, and now I think it's going to be a lot longer than that, unfortunately.
Sadly, yes. But we're really hoping for October. I'm really hoping because that's thriller season and all the new stuff coming out from Michael. It's going to be a good season for Michael, but
yes, fingers crossed.
Who knows? Because you know the estate. Everybody knows how terrible the estate is with things
Sadly.
like that. Yes. But being a Michael Jackson impersonator, this is before I ask you the questions. For being a Michael Jackson impersonator, when you go out, how many times do people take your phones, secretly do this, take pictures of you, or say "ee-hee"? How many times do you get that?
I probably get the latter more often. When I initially started, though, not everyone had a smartphone, so that was maybe 2005, 2006. So it wasn't as much as it is now. And yeah, if I go out now, and I try, if I'm doing a performance, not to go out, because people like to follow me in the bathroom or while I'm eating and stuff. And they put the camera right in my face, very rudely. And they're not even Michael fans. They just want some kind of content to show something
It's crazy.
Yeah, and then I always have the people that don't like Michael and scream out that I'm a child molester and stuff like that.
Or you get Wacko Jacko or any of that stuff. It's terrible.
Yeah, but mostly good.
Yeah, I like some of the Michael Jackson fans. They're very respectful. They come up to you to say thank you so much for doing what you're doing and all that stuff. It's always welcoming, but also some of the people who are not Michael fans, it's terrible.
Yeah, overseas is much better because Americans aren't really respectful in general about anything. But overseas, people are crying and they know I'm not him. I can understand while he was alive, thinking maybe that I was him, but comes with the job, I guess.
Sadly does. But what was your early introduction into performing?
As far as performing, becoming a Michael tribute artist was actually kind of an accident, really, because I was always a diehard, screaming, crazy Michael Jackson fan my entire life. But I think it was 2004, if not 2005. It was during the trial that Michael had. And on Halloween, the clubs always play Thriller, over and over. So I was like, you know what? This year I'm going to be Michael for Halloween. And I wasn't really thinking much of it. And I went to a costume shop and I tried on a couple wigs. And I put on one, and the guy in the store went like that. And because I had some aviators on already. And he's like, dude, you literally look like Michael Jackson.
Huh.
And I was like, what? And I went to the mirror and I was like, huh. I could see it. I didn't think I looked exactly like him, but I could see the similarities.
Was it the straight wigs or really his curly hair wigs?
It was the straight.
Oh, wow.
So I was going for the court look of him. And now looking back, the wig was absolutely terrible. But it's not like how now you can just buy a wig that's shaped like Michael's or a jacket. There was nothing like that available anywhere.
Oh no, not even after when he died. A lot of that stuff started coming out more.
Yeah, it took a while. But it was fun. And I won several of the costume contests. And then from that moment on, I already like knew some of the moves, like practicing in my
Okay.
bedroom, never really thinking that I was going to put those on display at any time in my life. So then I just worked on it. And my goal was I wanted to be one of Michael's like body doubles because I'd seen some of the ones, or at least the people who claim to work for him.
Yes.
And I was like, I probably could do better than that. And we're very similar height and weight. And that was my goal. But then unfortunately he passed away. And then I was asked to do like tribute shows, which that was never really my plan on doing it. And it just kind of went from there. I met Jennifer Batten and we worked on a project. And yeah, you name the country, I've been there. A lot of stuff.
I have seen your stuff. You've been all over the world. I can imagine how fun that is.
It's a lot more stressful though. And on
Yeah.
top of that, it seems like fun, but like I never really get to see the places that I go. Like, cause I'll fly in and then I have to do a show like that night and then I leave like in the morning. So like I never really see half of the places of where I'm at unless I'm there for several days.
See, this is why people said it was like Michael hated touring. And I can imagine too. It's like being
Oh,
in
I can,
a
sure.
yeah. It's like being in a hotel all the time, not be able to leave.
Yeah, and you don't get time to recover from
No.
like time zones. And you go from like a dry climate to super humid.
Mm-hmm.
And then the food is always like really weird. Like just even like ketchup tastes different in different countries. It's not all the same.
Huh. Interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah. And Pizza Hut is gross in Japan, or no, in China. It's like literally like a pepperoni pizza, just like, ugh.
Oh, no.
I don't know what they do over there, but yeah, no thanks.
So you talked about getting into how you got into performing, and I want to know, how has performing inspired you throughout your life?
Well, I've always admired Michael, like, so much, and there's that, but me doing it, I mean, I know that no matter what I do, I could never perform anywhere close to Michael's ability. But it is fun because when other people see me perform or even just dress up like him, then seeing something like myself or other people, it makes it more tangible to them that like that is something that you could do. And it's actually like more reachable. So that's cool to like inspire other people, especially kids, because they can pick stuff up like that, so fast.
Yeah.
And as you get older, it's a lot harder to learn like new choreography and all that kind of stuff. Like your brain just doesn't accept new material.
And mostly with today's technology and people starting to know who Michael Jackson is and discovering music through TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, whatever.
Yeah.
That's more amazing for today's fans to like realize. For us growing up, it was kind of like you either see it on like MTV or you either see it on like or hear it on the radio.
Yeah, I didn't even see the history tour until I was like 22 years old because there was no YouTube.
No.
I hadn't seen Captain EO till I was like 23. What is that song on Come Together? Wasn't available like anywhere other than on the Moonwalker VHS. So it's crazy now that you could just like watch all of this stuff at any time, anywhere, and people don't really understand like how amazing that is for like the older fans because it just wasn't available.
No, but it brings back so many memories for those fans too. To see like, oh, I remember seeing this show, or even what we do as impersonators and tribute artists, we get to go out and perform, and people come, and it's like, I remember seeing Michael during a bad tour. I remember seeing him with the Jackson 5. That brings back so many memories for them.
Yeah. Michael definitely makes people happy, and there's even people that don't like impersonators, but they'll go to the show, like just to be in the Michael community and have other Michael fans around and discuss it with him. Because for years, it was kind of like taboo to even be a Michael Jackson fan.
Yeah.
But I knew tons of people that were, but they would never admit it publicly because they would get teased for it. But I always stood my ground. I don't care. It actually made me a lot stronger person.
Yeah, I
because
see. I
go
seen the
out there.
stuff. I seen the stuff you post about people coming up to you and saying how much they don't like impersonators or it's like disgrace to Michael and all that.
Yeah. Fans too. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, that's more crazy
Yeah.
because that's his fans. We also know Michael supported the impersonators
Oh,
and tribute
well, on top of that,
artists.
these same people wear gloves, sparkling socks, curl their hair, wear makeup, and all, but like they don't consider that impersonating. So I don't know
Hmm.
where they draw the line, because if you wear eyeliner and curl your hair and wear a full MJ outfit, head to toe, and you post videos of you dancing, but you're not an impersonator, like what makes someone an impersonator? You know?
Exactly. And
Who
for people,
knows?
if people like to say, "Oh well, Michael never hit," Michael, no, Michael said if you're putting him in a bad light, like some
Sure.
impersonators do, then he will not approve that. But if you're putting him in good spirit, good light of him, then yeah, he will support you and appreciate you. And talking about Michael, you got a chance to
Yeah.
meet Michael and many of the other members of the Jackson family. Can you tell me about those experiences?
Yeah. Let's start with Michael. It's a very long story, but I can kind of summarize it. And it's really crazy, but extremely long story short. It was always my dream to meet Michael. He seemed so out of touch with, being able to get near him. And I found out, this is right after I started dressing up like him, by the way. And tickets to this private event in Japan were $3,500. And the only reason I even had the money was because I got in like a really bad car accident where a drunk driver hit me.
Hmm.
And I still have issues to this day with that. But at the same time, I'm almost glad it happened, because had that not happened, I wouldn't have had the money to see him and I would have never met him. So there's that. And I was ticket number 17 of 300.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if you saw the video I posted, but I stuck my camcorder into the event. You weren't supposed to have them, but for some reason they didn't go through my bag and take it. And when Michael came out after meeting everybody, everyone pulled their like cameras out. You could still have your camera or your phone, but they turned the lights off, so all you would see are just a little LCD screen. So I was like, well, no one's going to be able to tell that screen from mine. So I just pulled out my camcorder and I started recording, and I got that footage of him, which is amazing. And he was just like a couple tables away from me on stage. But one thing I did notice about Michael at the event is he seemed really uncomfortable.
Hmm.
And like as he was, because it was set up kind of like how they have like little kids meeting Santa Claus, like everyone's lined up.
Yeah.
And then he was in an all glass room, and people would go in, and as soon as they came out, screaming, crying, all that. And you could watch Michael from outside of it, from the floor below. There was 2 floors. He was on the second floor, but so you could see him from the first floor.
Hmm.
And every time someone came in, he just pulled his hair in his face. He was just like adjusting his sunglasses and basically just doing this.
Hmm.
Yeah, I could tell he was really nervous there.
Yeah,
And
mostly I'm sorry to interrupt you, but also
that's okay.
without the after the whole allegation things, like him feeling like he did not know how people would react to see him after all
Yeah,
of that.
absolutely. And on top of that, a lot of people, even fans, like didn't want to buy tickets to it because he was supposed to be at several events previously and he just didn't show up. But I knew, I was like, well, if I don't try and he does go, then I'll feel terrible. So I at least have to try. And then when I saw it on the news that he had landed at Narita Airport in Tokyo, I was like, okay, like this is really going to happen. And right as I was coming in, I asked his security guards, this one security guard who was dealing with everyone as they came out. I was like, what's the craziest thing any fan has ever done to meet Michael? And he goes, you don't want to know. And I do want to know, but
I
I'm
would want
curious.
to know.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I've heard of people like hiding in his hotel room in the bathroom and all that kind of stuff. So, but I guess I'll never hear the story, but right as I went in, he was using his like normal voice, which he apparently must use only around like his security guards and people. Because I heard it and I was like, what? Like, that's how he sounds? And then as soon as I tapped him on the shoulder because his back was to me, it went back into the voice that we all know and love. And so I tapped him, like if I was right behind me, I tapped him here.
Okay.
And he looked this way, but I was already coming around this side. And he went like that, and he pulled his sunglasses down and like looked at me through the brim. And I was like, whoa, like his eyes are very intense, like a little galaxy or something. I always say he probably wears sunglasses to protect people because they couldn't handle the ocean of depth that's there.
Yeah.
And they were really strict about the cameras. Like you had to have your camera ready. And so I had the camera and they took a picture. And then Michael went like this to his cameraman, like to take full body pictures. And then I still had my ticket in my hand. So I was doing the peace sign here. And then one of his security took the ticket out of my hand and then was like, Michael, do the peace sign. So there's a picture of both of us like that. Yeah. And what's funny about that picture is even though it's with Michael, every time like hardcore fans meet me, they either tell me I am way shorter than Michael or I am way taller than Michael. But if you look at the photo of us standing next to each other, you can tell like that we're very similar. He looks a little bit taller, but he's wearing boots, his like Beetle boots, and I'm wearing loafers. Yeah, and we're both real scrawny like that. Well, I'm more scrawny because he was still muscular, but I have tried on several of his like clothes, but that Michael Bush let me try on, and they fit perfectly. They're really tight, but
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's form fitting. They were like basically 3D printed to his body, but we have a very similar physique. So, and that was an honor too, to wear his coats, because I've had pictures and posters of him wearing those exact same outfits, like on my wall for years, and then to be able to try them on, and I can still feel it. Like I my memory holds it exactly how it felt to put that on. And then just the visual of Bush putting it on me. You know, he was like, okay, we started with his right arm, and then he'd come up front and like zip me up and then pull my hair and like, you know, just adjust it all.
Like this is how Michael felt.
Yeah, from that visual. And it's cool. And a lot of people don't really give Michael Bush the credit I think that he deserved. Just like, because it was a Michael Jackson jacket, like he gets the credit for it. But in reality, that's not like his work. Like he didn't make that. And that's half of Michael's visual appeal is the way he looked.
Yeah.
You know? But only like really deep Michael Jackson fans even know who he was. Along those lines of Bush, one interesting thing he told me, because I showed him this fingerprint coin I had. It's from the History Tour. I actually ended up giving mine to Prince.
Yes, I saw that, yes.
Yeah, so that coin I showed Bush, and he's like, oh, I never saw those. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, you know, because he was on all the tours. That he's like, well, I never saw like what they were actually selling at the merchandise booths. He goes, but Michael didn't like any of the official merchandise. He said it was real like basic and no creativity, and he liked all the bootleg stuff. So he sent Bush out into the like parking areas where people were selling shirts out of the trunk, and he would get all those. And Michael liked those more, like the bootleg version, which I found very interesting. And I've never seen that like written anywhere other than firsthand knowledge of Bush.
That's actually the first time I actually am hearing that. I could just imagine Michael's opinions on the estate and what they're doing with his current merchandise.
I'm sure he would go nuts. They put out the most basic shit, and then it's like super expensive too.
Like for what reason?
Like $50 for a fucking t-shirt with a picture of the album cover.
Yeah,
like what? And then they didn't even celebrate the Dangerous anniversary.
No.
And they could have made something so cool with that design, you know? Because when that came out, they had the 3D pop-up book version, you know, and they had, this is one of couple of my favorite things. This is a keychain, which is basically like a piece of jewelry,
Oh, that is cool.
and it's like numbered. And then this is another thing. You've probably seen these before.
I have never seen those before. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's a pin. I'm actually gonna have this one turned into a ring.
Oh, that would look sick. I would love that.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. But when he was alive, they had way better stuff. Now they don't do anything.
It's just all like, oh, look, there's the Thriller album on a shirt. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
like you literally could make that
yeah,
like for $1. There's nothing special about it.
no,
But it's funny because people collect all this stuff like from after when he passed with all the shitty merchandise. All the cool stuff is from before.
yeah,
So I'm glad I got my hands on a lot of that stuff prior to it getting like really expensive.
yeah. Because you can go on eBay, like you can find like maybe it's like something from the '90s. It costs about 800 for what reason?
Yeah, but there are good deals because a lot of people don't really know what they have when
Yeah,
they sell it. Like I bought some original posters even from the Thriller era, and they were like $5 with $5 shipping and handling.
that's not
And then
bad.
yeah, no, totally. And then like there's other people on eBay selling the same one for 400.
Hmm.
So there is good stuff out there if you look. So I encourage everyone to go on eBay. Mercari is another good one. There's a lot of stuff. And after the movie comes out, prices will triple.
Oh yeah,
At least. You won't be able to get your hands on anything. But don't buy fake autographs. Like
no,
I
don't.
don't care about the bullshit certificate of authenticity. Most of that stuff's fake. Don't trust it. And I'll gladly give my opinion on any of that if anyone wants, like if there's something you're looking at. But I would just say spend the money and get something legit. Like you can buy like I think they're called the book. It's a serigraph print with a signature that's like this big,
Hmm.
and you get those on eBay and like other places for like 1,500, which I know that's a lot, but if you spend that kind of money, you want to know for sure it's real,
Yeah.
because otherwise I see so many people post pictures of like hats and stuff that are signed, and I can tell looking at it just from a thumbnail that it's fake as hell.
Yeah, exactly. I do what Michael does. I always autograph my hats during Billie Jean, throw it into the crowd, and people go nuts for it. I'm like, it's a $10 hat. I could sign Michael if you want me to. Oh look, oh god, I'll set up for $100. But
Yeah, I do have a real one. It's not signed though.
hmm, talking about meeting Michael, and you met him in Japan. You were on
Mhm.
a Japanese show as Michael. Can you tell me more about that experience?
Yeah, that was in like 2010. Yeah, 2010. And basically, the movie translated is called The Truth Behind the Love and Sorrow.
Hmm.
And it's like what happened to Michael from a pro Michael perspective and like the court scenes. So, like, what happened like after he left court or before he went to court. And it was cool to be involved in because they're like actually going off the transcripts and the real story, not the BS that was in the media that everything, that he was going to lose and all this crazy nonsense. Um, I was glad I got to be a part of that because it got to inform people like the real story of what happened. And then I played Michael like in all these different looks. And I did all my own makeup and hair and stuff. I could do much better now, but I thought even looking back, I'm like, oh, that's actually decent.
Yeah. And I want to know where can you find this on? Like, can you find this on YouTube or anywhere else? Because I've been trying to look for this. Only saw clips on
Yeah.
YouTube for it.
So the reason it's hard to find is because it's written in Japanese characters.
Hmm.
But I've downloaded it all, and I have someone working on that to like upscale it because it's like terrible. Uh, like the way it looks, it's all grainy and stuff. So I'm having that done, and then I'm gonna have. I hope you could. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
you're good. You're good.
Let me know if I put on Do Not Disturb, it'll end this. Okay, but anyway, I hope you can edit that part out.
Okay,
If
that
not,
part out.
we'll,
Yes.
we'll, we'll keep it real. Yeah, so they're gonna put the Stop calling me. Sorry, we hung out.
You're
I
fine.
had a crazy day. But so yeah, I'll put that online soon.
Oh, good. Because
Yeah, but that's
I've
cool.
been trying to find it for such a long time. I always wanted to see Carlo do that thing. It's always something I wanted to see because it looks so good too. Like even how you look as Michael and that whole the scenes, even the court scenes. I'm like, that's very interesting. It's like you don't
Yeah,
see
and there's
you don't really see much of that. It's either you see the shitty documentaries and have
sure.
people look terrible as Michael or don't even look like Michael.
Well, thank you. There was actually 2 films that we did, and then what was I going to say about that? Oh, I've never done like acting, even though like technically being an impersonator, you are acting, but they wanted me to like someone to look like him, so they took it just based on that I looked like him. And every scene we only shot one time,
Oh
so
wow.
like, and they're like, you can say whatever, like, but here's the scenario. This is what they're reading from a transcript or whatever. So like, there's scenes where I'm like talking to a crowd, like redoing like the Oxford speech that he did in London,
Yes.
and then but I'm just like talking. So I'm like, I don't actually know what I'm saying. I'm just moving my hands around and acting like this. And then they dub it all over in Japanese.
Hmm. Watch the people who be watching. They're like, oh no, Michael Jackson spoke Japanese.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's
that's
funny the voice they used, because they didn't use like a higher pitched voice, like his voice. They just use a regular man's voice
hmm.
for it.
And you're also in a movie. I'm gonna probably butcher the name. Sheik Jackson.
Yeah, Sheikh.
Sheik Jackson.
Yeah, Sheikh Jackson.
Sheik
Yeah, I did
Jackson.
that in Egypt, and I think that was 2018.
Hmm. And
Super amazing movie. Honestly, even if I wasn't in it, it would be like one of my favorite, most powerful movies. It's not even about Michael Jackson. It's about a Michael Jackson fan in Egypt. And long story short, at that time, and even now, really, that kind of music is like demonized. Like, so is dancing and Michael wearing makeup and all. It's
yeah.
like totally blasphemy. So this kid was a Michael Jackson fan secretly. His mother knew about it, one of the women who's like completely covered, but his father doesn't know. So the mother's like, I also like him, but don't ever talk about it. Don't let your father find out. Then his mother dies. His father takes over his life. And then he really had to hide it, being a Michael Jackson fan. And then his father finds out that he's been like dancing and like wearing wigs and all that kind of stuff, and basically beats the shit out of him and then tells him he's going to burn in hell
Yeah,
forever.
that's the one scene I actually saw. It's like him burning in hell, and I think you popped out for like that quick
Yeah,
second. I'm like, that's
yeah.
interesting. I love that. But
Those lines, it's like one of my worst fears was to be buried alive. And like in the scene, they gave me a copy of the script, but it was all in Arabic, so I couldn't read it. So I come out and they're setting up all this fire, and I'm like, what is this? And they're like, oh, well, in this scene, you're going to be buried alive. And I'm like, and they put me in the burial cloth, and like, they're like, okay, struggle as you're getting out. Basically, he's waking up in hell, like, and he's there with Michael. But the guy becomes like a hardcore religious person now, and now he's telling everyone that they're going to go to hell if they're listening to music and dancing. So he basically became what he hated.
hmm.
Then after Michael dies, he hears about Michael dying, and then he starts to remember his old life, that he used to be happy. And every time he's about to give a sermon in the mosque telling everyone they're going to burn in hell, uh, the image of Michael, me, like pops up. So he's hallucinating. No one else can see Michael, but he's telling everyone they're going to burn. And then I walk in and basically remind him, like, you are this person, like, no matter what you say. And then in the end, he like gives up the crazy religion and is like dances again. very powerful film.
Yeah. And people can find it on Amazon Prime. They can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think
And I don't care if you get a bootleg version of it. I don't get any residuals or anything. So burn a bootleg, totally cool with me.
go ahead. There you go. I got a couple more questions for you. And do you have any tips on you can give any performers that are coming up in the industry, like any tips on being an impersonator or being a performer as themselves?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's funny to hear me say it, but practice, because I'm lazy as hell. And practice when you're younger, it's so much easier to get all that stuff. And now all the tools are out there, like YouTube and tutorials. Like none of that was available when I started. And all of that is there. Like it is there if you want it. You can be as good as you want to be. You just have to put the work behind it. I spent more time on like the looks and the costumes and all that, but I should put more work into my dance. And I've been trying to, but I'm just so like not strict with it. But like make sure you follow through and that practice at least a couple hours and practice correctly.
Yes,
that's the other thing. I practice incorrectly. Like I've kicked with the left leg my whole life because I was always doing it from TV. So, and now I couldn't even kick with my right if I tried. Like it's like trying to go from.
Yeah, it's like a muscle memory. I have a dancer who does the same thing. I'm trying to tell him to do it like the right leg. It's muscle memory.
Yeah, it is difficult, but definitely worth it. Also understand that there's always going to be someone better than you.
Yep.
And as much as it sucks to have people rip you apart and, say this isn't right, that's not right, you look nothing like whatever, usually there's a lot of truth in that. And like, if you don't just shut down from them being negative, like listen to what they're saying and fix it. And then they have nothing else to say, like there's a lot. You just have to learn to put up with that. Because if you're, especially Michael, which is like the biggest perfectionist of all time, if you're doing that, you're putting yourself on the dartboard. No matter how amazing it is and you think it's great, and it probably is, there's someone out there that's going to tear you apart.
Yeah.
And just say how much it sucks. And the reason they do that is because they don't go for anything themselves. So it's easier to tear someone else down, to bring them down to their level, than for someone who's actually trying. It's usually just jealousy, honestly. But just have a tough skin, because that won't ever stop. Like if you, even people were saying when Michael was alive, they're like, "Oh, he's not that good of a dancer." Like if he's getting hate, like no one's getting out of here without that.
No. And I got one last
practice makeup.
Yep.
Too.
That's another thing. Practice on that. And I got one more question for you. It's a question I ask everybody. Do you have a favorite Michael Jackson song or even Queen song?
I'm trying to think of the Queen titles. Hang on. I'm like playing the song in my mind, trying to get the verse. Is it Killer Queen?
Is it dun, 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 yeah, let's go Queen.
Yeah, that one. And then with Michael, I mean, it changes constantly. But I would say this, on a daily basis, I listen to Baby Be Mine, Lady in My Life, full version with the extra verse, She Drives Me Wild, and Never Can Say Goodbye. I still listen to tons of other songs, and it changes all the time, but those ones I notice are played daily, at least twice daily, actually. Because I don't always feel like dancing. I prefer his ballads more than the fast song, to be honest with you.
Even the underrated songs, they don't get much love.
Yeah, there's tons of, like, I love the Chicago, like the original version. I don't really like all those remixes that they do. And what was that other one that was supposed to be in Addams Family?
Family Groove or Addams Groove?
No,
Family Thing. Family Thing?
Dang it.
Too bad. Too bad.
No, it's a slow song. Oh, I can't think of the name. I have like the worst short-term memory. But dang, I can't think of it. I could pull it up on my phone, but I'll let you know
All
afterwards
right.
and then drop that in.
For anybody who wants to know where they can find you, can you tell us where they can find you at on your socials?
Yeah, so my Facebook is Carlo Riley MJ, so that's CarloRiley MJ. My Instagram is almostmj, ALMOSTMJ, and my website is almostmj.com. And I think my Twitter is Carlo Riley, but I'm not exactly sure. And there's like several pages that say they're me on there that are
Yeah.
similar name. So I'm not sure. But to find the direct links, they're on my website to make sure it's me. But if you ever see some post that's supposedly me asking money for a kid's surgery or something, it's total bullshit. They just use pictures of me with like kids in hospitals and then like use that and say text whatever to donate $5 for this leukemia patient surgery. Sad but true.
Yeah. And they'll use like
There's a
your
lot of scammers
yeah,
out there.
and they'll use your like your image saying like, oh, this is Michael Jackson. No, no, no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the when I'm like dressed as an angel standing on the
Yes.
devil and in Jesus' arms. Those are being and have been reported as being Michael Jackson, like for real, for years. Like they're in museums and magazine covers all over the place. And it's not, but
No.
can't do anything
It's
about that. I'm honored that it's
yeah.
out there and that someone's convinced that I look that much like him that they just assume that it is him. So that's nice. But really got to look at that stuff and to
Yeah.
make sure you're supporting the real thing.
Well, Carlo, it was amazing talking to you. It was such an honor to have you on the show.
Oh, same brother.
Uh,
Anytime.
well, thank you so much, and thank you to our listeners out there. And I hope to see you guys real soon. Thank you so much.
No problem. We'll talk to you later, brother.
All right, bye bye.